The topic of this video is Greek coins, or more appropriately, modern 20th century Greek coins. Not surprising, Greek coins do not have English or Latin inscriptions written on them. The inscriptions are in Greek. So we'll take a look at some of the Greek coins that I have in my collection. You can see them here, and we'll translate the inscriptions into English. Now, I have to admit, I know the Greek alphabet and I can recognize Greek letters, but I'm absolutely not proficient in Greek. So if I make any mistakes in my pronunciation, definitely leave a comment below. The Greek alphabet has some similarities to the English alphabet, but there are also some distinct differences. However, the differences may not be an issue if you've studied subjects like algebra or geometry, physics, electronics, statistics, or business math, because many of the characters used in those subjects come directly from the Greek alphabet. Also, one of the great things about modern Greek coins is that more often than not, they have inscriptions written in capital letters. And I think that fact makes the translation process so much easier, because I admit I find that the lowercase Greek characters are a bit trickier to learn compared to the uppercase characters. Another thing to keep in mind when examining 20th century Greek coins is the unit of currency. The historical unit of Greek currency is the drachma, but today Greece is a member of the European Union and has adopted the euro. But the coins that we'll examine in this video are all Greek drachma. So let's take a look at the first coin. The first coin that we'll examine is a 20 drachma from 1930. On the obverse is a depiction of a man who sort of looks like Jesus, but it's not. And at the 8 o'clock position, we see some Greek characters. Let's translate those. The first character looks like an upside down U. That is the character pi. That's pronounced pa. This is Omicron. That's the short O, like in cot. Then we have this character. This is sigma. It's pronounced s. This is epsilon. That's the short E. And this is iota, which is sort of like a long E. That's followed by this character. It looks like a triangle, and that is delta. That's pronounced duh. Then we have this character, which is omega. And omega is pronounced O. And then we have this character, shaped like the letter N, and that is the character nu, and that's pronounced N. So, let's put it all together. There's pi, so P, O, S, I, D, on. Poseidon. So this is the character Poseidon, the Greek god of the sea, and in ancient Rome he would have been known as Neptune. On the reverse of the coin, we see an image of an ancient Greek sailing ship. Not surprising, since this coin depicts Poseidon. We also see the date, 1930. And we see an inscription that curves across the top half of the coin along the rim. Let's translate that inscription. We begin with epsilon. So that's E. This character, which looks like an upside-down V, is lambda. That's pronounced L. And we have lambda again. Then we have a character that looks like the letter H, and that is eta, and that's pronounced like A in day. So we have le. There's nu again, so we know it's N. And there's iota, and we know that's sort of the long E. This is K, kappa. It's pronounced K. And here we have eta again, so A. So this word is Ellenike. Ellenike. And that is Hellenic. Hellenic refers to Greece. Hellenic literature, Hellenic art, Hellenic history. It is that of Greece. The next half of the inscription there's delta, so we know it's D. There's eta, so we have A, D, A. This is the letter mu, M. There's omicron, and there's kappa. So we have de, mo, k. This next character looks like the letter P, but we know it can't be P because The letter pi is pronounced pa. This letter is the Greek character rho, and it's pronounced like the letter R. So we have d, a, mo, kr is alpha. That's pronounced like that's pronounced like a. This is tau. T. There's iota, and there's alpha again. So we have Ellenike Democratia. Hellenic democracy, or the democracy of Greece. If you ever see that inscription on a coin, you'll know you will be looking at a coin from Greece. And then we have 20, and we have 2 characters followed by a period. So this is an abbreviation. We have delta again, so that's d. And there is the letter P, but it's not. It's rho, and that's r. So this is 20 dr, which is the abbreviation for drachma. We're now looking at the reverse of another Greek coin that also depicts a Greek ship. We see the same inscription at the top, Ellenike Democratia. We see the date, 1988. And then we see 50, followed by some more Greek characters. Let's translate these. We have delta, d, rho, r, alpha. This character X is chi, and it is pronounced like a hard CH, almost like you're clearing your throat. Then we have mu, epsilon, and sigma, which is S. So we have 50 dr, ak, m, s. 50 drachmas, 50 drachma. The obverse of the coin depicts a man, and at 9 o'clock we see an inscription. We have Omicron, A, Mu, M, Eta, A, Rho, R, Omicron again, A, and Sigma, S. So translated, that would be A, Me, Ros. Ahmeros. Omeros. Now, in English, we'll recognize this name if we remove the last 2 characters and just have Omer. Omer. And this is Homer, the epic Greek poet who's credited with writing the classic Greek stories, the Odyssey about Jason and the Argonauts, and the Iliad about the siege of the ancient city of Troy and the Trojan horse and Achilles. Here's the reverse of our third coin, and again we see Ellenike Democratia. We see the date, 1986, the number 10, and we see delta, rho, alpha, chi, mu, epsilon, and sigma again. So 10 drachmes. And in the middle of the reverse, we see a symbol that looks like an atom. We have a nucleus and the electrons. Let's take a look at the obverse of the coin and see if we can get any clues as to what this coin is about. Here's the obverse of the coin, and the inscription reads delta, d, e, m, o, kri, Democritus. And this is the ancient Greek philosopher Democritus, who was the first scientist to propose that objects are made of tiny particles, which he called atomos. And so he sort of came up with the first atomic theory. He believed that physically objects are what they are because of these atoms. So how large an object is, what color it is, how it tastes, how it smells, it's all dependent upon how these atomos are arranged. Here's the reverse of our fourth Greek coin, and again we see that inscription, Ellenike Democratia. We see the date, 1986, and we see the unit of currency, 5 drachmes. Let's see who's on the obverse of the coin. The obverse of the coin depicts a rather serious-looking man, and we see from the inscription Alpha, Rho, Iota, Sigma, so this would be Aries. Then we have Tau, Omicron, Tau, so Tot, Epsilon, Lambda, this is Eta, and that's Sigma. So we have Aristoteles, and this is Aristotle, who is arguably one of the most famous philosophers of all time. This is the last coin we'll look at today, and again we see the inscription Ellenike Demokratia. This is a rather large coin. It's about the size of a US $50. At the bottom of the coin we see the date, 1986, and the unit, 20 drachmes. In the center of the coin we see the facade of a rather stately classical building. So let's look at the obverse of the coin and see who's depicted. On the obverse of the coin we see a man wearing a helmet, and we have the inscription Pi, P, Epsilon, Rho, Iota, so Peri, Kappa, Lambda, Eta, and Sigma. So this inscription would read Pericles. And this is Pericles. He's often seen in statues wearing that classic Greek pointed helmet. Pericles was a famous Greek general. He was a famous Greek statesman, and Athenian culture experienced its golden age under Pericles' leadership. So, there we are, a very brief lesson on translating inscriptions that you may find on modern Greek coins. I hope you found it informative. Please remember to comment, like, and subscribe, and have a great day.